You know what I love just as much as racist of Caucasian persuasion is ignorant ass black people who make statements like this. And I don't know if he considers himself black. I doubt if he does. But if you the guy on your page, you at least a person of color. But my man says that blacks are so entitled. Ethiopia was the only non-colonized African country, and it stands in ruin. You cannot do anything but serve. I think, bro, you need to take a look in the mirror and look at who you are, because you look like one of us. But anyway, so you said that Ethiopia was the only one that wasn't colonized, true. And you're suggesting that because of colonization, then Ethiopia would not be now standing in ruins if they had been colonized. That's the logic of your statement, that colonization of Africa was a good thing. You sound like a traitor. And you're talking about Ethiopia stands in ruin? You're talking about this Ethiopia. This is standing in ruins. This metropolitan city of Addis Ababa is standing in ruins. What the hell are you talking about, man? You're talking about Ethiopia standing in ruins, which from 2004 up until today has one of the fastest growing economies in the world. You're talking about that Ethiopia. You're talking about the Ethiopia that even though they suffered from tremendous amount of inflation in around 2010, 2011, 12, but then the government, which is a democratic parliamentarian government that has a president who is a woman and a prime minister who is a man, that the Ethiopia that then invested in their infrastructure as well as light manufacturing and has still been experiencing growth, that Ethiopia is standing in ruins. The Ethiopia that has huge exports to China, to Mexico, to the United States, to many other countries in agriculture and manufacturing, that Ethiopia is standing in ruin, whose GDP has consistently been going up. That Ethiopia is standing in ruins. And I know how some people are. They'll go look at the numbers, see what the average income for a person in Ethiopia, and be like, oh my gosh, look at how little they're making. Not understanding that economics in other countries are completely different than economics in the country to which they live in. Whereas a person making $20,000 a year in one country is similar to a person making $60,000, $70,000 a year in their own country. But you can't think that deep, obviously. This continues to show that what I said in my Pan-Africanism video of how they have convinced black people that Africa is a place of ruin. Africa is a place that black people need to stay out of, when countries like Ethiopia has begun, I think in 2014, somewhere around in that time frame, or 2017, began to allow for expats to be able to invest in the infrastructure and in businesses in Ethiopia, which has also created economic growth in Ethiopia. But you are of the brainwashing that they have desired for you to have, to think that everything in Africa is bad, while they have been going over and investing in Ethiopia left and right. They only show you the negative parts. They'll show you when they have a minor coup, or they'll show when there are Somali and Ethiopian pirates. They won't tell you that these Somali and Ethiopian pirates came from the fact that there was illegal fishing in their waters, which caused those people to not be able to provide for their families. And so they are responding to the illegal activities of Western countries who have illegally fished in their waters, and it's taken away their ability to provide for their families. So really, they're not pirates in the sense of they just attacking people. They're pirates in the sense of trying to protect and get back what was rightfully theirs. But you wouldn't know that, because you just take on the propaganda that your country, which I believe you're in America based on some of your videos, that your country gives you, because you have the inability to research and think for yourself. But it's okay. This is why I always say that it does not take all of us. It does not take all of us. And there is, in the law of innovation of diffusion, law of diffusion of innovation, there is always going to be that 16% that will not ever join in, participate, unless they are forced to because they have no other options. This gentleman is probably part of that 16% that will never ever understand what the American propaganda machine has done to your mind and has caused you to be a believer in whatever they decided for you, and you never decided it for yourself. But you keep on living, my guy. Keep on doing what you're doing. Because like I said, we don't need everybody. And as a matter of fact, we don't want everybody. So you have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself, because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibration.